back to my channel. Welcome back to the vlog. I have some allergies going on right now, so if I sound a little nasally, that is why. If you are here solely for July's numbers, go ahead and skip to... If you're here for the vibe and for the mumbled chaos that happens in a small business, then just keep watching. We have so much to cover, so much to do. My mom, my amazing mom, is watching my daughter all day today. As soon as she said she was gonna have her today, I thought, okay, I'm just gonna get all this done. Real quick, how cute is this mug? I saw this at Target in their little like $1 to $5 section. It's so cute, makes me so happy, and I thought it'd be so fun for content, so that's why I justified that. Let me show you. I word vomited. Also, tell me you have a toddler without telling me you have a toddler. There's no order to this video. I'm going to word vomit everything that's been happening with my small business, and then after I'm done with that, we are going to go pack some orders and get those shipped off, and then do a little coffee tasting experiment. Last video, a couple weeks ago, we launched a Brazil Double Dark that's been going over well. There is an age demographic for that roast. It's mostly men between the ages of 40 and 65, which is not my target demographic for my brand, but hey, you gotta give the people what they want. So that's going well. Okay, second of all, let's talk content creation. I thought, like, me and content creation haven't had the best relationship. I started TikTok in July of 2024. I didn't know what I was doing and I felt dumb, but I'm like, I've got to figure this out. If you're a small business owner, you know 70% of my job is social media, and I just thought if I just stuck at it, good things would come from it. All that to say, I learned really slow, but once I've got it, I've like got it. And I really struggled with TikTok because I felt like the coffee making content is oversaturated, and then the coffee roasting content, it's not really popular. So there weren't enough people on TikTok who were looking up coffee roasting content. And those are the things I kind of went in between. But I started noticing videos that were directed towards coffee carts, TikTok was pushing out. I was getting more views, more engagement, and I thought, what am I doing? I need to focus my content towards coffee carts. And yeah, it makes sense. Like, people who are wanting to start a coffee cart need a bean supplier. My last maybe week of videos, I started using the wording in the video, the messaging, and then the hashtags towards coffee cart, mobile coffee cart businesses, stuff like that. Boom. I'm getting people who are following my page, and I'm just so happy I found my people that want to see this kind of content. YouTube's different. I know nothing about YouTube. I feel like I'm gonna need a good year to figure out this platform, but I wanted to give you an update on TikTok, and that if you could learn anything from that, I don't know, like, I feel like TikTok's about finding your audience, so throw out a bunch of random stuff and see if you can find a pattern. That's the only advice I got for TikTok, is make a bunch of content and then look for a pattern. Oh, because my TikTok is doing well, I am getting multiple daily orders online from my TikTok videos. My engagement rate went through the roof. It was at 2 to 8% for the first 4 months of this year. And the last 2 months, they're at 25 to 28%, which means about 1 out of 4 people who are visiting my website are buying. And I wanted to share something with my website. One thing I did was I added reviews. People who left a review on my Facebook and on Google reviews that were public, I put 2 of them on my website. I listened to a podcast that said your website needs to appeal to people who like numbers and who also are more like emotion-based, like human story-based. So in my website, I explained the numbers behind quality coffee. And then I added the, people who left a review. So because my sales are increasing, I need to develop some new systems in my life. I have this rush. This is what I live for, this entrepreneurship rush, where it's like, yes, finally, I've been doing this for so long and nothing's happening, and then finally it's happening. So I need to get some systems in place so I don't go crazy, and so I don't drive my family crazy, my husband and my daughter. It's one of my values, and something that I really wanted to talk about on this channel was, yes, small business content, yes, coffee content, but making a business that lines up with your values. And I don't want my daughter growing up with an absent-minded mom. I want her to never feel like she's in the way or that I'm too busy. And so it's challenging. I don't have it figured out, but I want to be conscious of it. And one of the ways I want to do that is develop a system so work is work time, and when my mind is clear, so I can be mom and give her what she needs. And so I need to rethink some of my systems. I'm roasting 4 times a week now. I'm roasting so much and I have so much demand now that my bullet isn't cutting it. And instead of going and buying a $10,000 or $20,000 roaster for just an extra couple pounds of roasting power, I thought, why not just buy another bullet and run them at the same time? It also gives me some peace of mind that I have a backup if anything were to happen with my one bullet, especially now that I have some businesses that are relying on my coffee. I'm trying to stay really ahead and conscious of that. So I'm going to be buying another bullet roaster, hopefully by the end of August or September. I need to do my books. I'll talk you through my numbers from July, and that's what we're going to do. So let's go pack some clothes. Okay, I just got a couple more orders and I'm gonna have to roast. Actually, I need to get 1 double dark and 1 decaf, but I'm still deciding between two decaf. So before I decide which recipe to choose for that roast, I'm gonna do 2 side by side, make up my darn mind, and then that's what we're gonna roast and ship out. So everything's kind of on hold until I choose a winner. So let's go do that real quick. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 pour overs side by side. One of these is the older, the first recipe version. The one's the newer, lighter version. So I'm just gonna be doing a pour over. These are done brewing. Let's pour them up and see what we think. Start with this one. See if I can explain it to you. In chocolate, I'm getting the pecan. The orange peel comes across to me as a little bitter. That I'm just not a master at it yet, but okay. Ooh, I like this one more. What's so strange is that this one's a little bit more bitter. This one is smoother, way smoother, but I'm getting smooth, but I'm getting a little bit brighter orange. Ooh, I like this. It's like really smooth cocoa, and then boom, like on the sides of my tongue, I'm getting like a burst of that bright orange citrus. So I think this is our winner. Okay, cool. This is our newer roast. Awesome. That makes me so happy. Oh my goodness, this is a great time. If you're not into roasting, this isn't gonna matter to you, but the one reason I didn't like this older recipe is that the roasting took too long. I mean, I think it was pushing 15, maybe 16 minutes before it hit 196. And that's too long. What happens is it bakes, and if it happens too long, it cuts those flavors and it can mute your coffee. And that's exactly what's happening here with this newer roast. Total roast time was like 13 minutes, which is much better. And I dropped this at 199 because I tried a 195 and it wasn't developed enough. And then I felt like 200 was too dark, so I think I dropped it as soon as it hit 199, and this is really good. And that's what's going on with this roast, so we're gonna stick to the second recipe. Okay, I have about 6 minutes till I need to adjust the temp on that. So I'm gonna go label those bags and then run back. I just tried to pull a shot with no espresso in it. Nice. It's done. I've got my coffee. Let's go ship these out. I thought I was done for the weekend packing orders, but some of my videos are doing really well. So I got 4 orders today that I just wanted to pack up and get shipped out, so I didn't want to wait until Monday. I am gonna ship these out. I'm gonna make a coffee real quick. Camila and I are gonna get out of the house for a little bit, and then when she goes down for her nap, I'm going to work on books. So that's what we're gonna go do. Okay, let's talk about July's numbers. I always want to be transparent with my numbers. I don't know, I feel like when you're starting something, it's hard to know if what you're doing is reasonable, and I just want to be transparent about that. So that's why, one of the reasons why I share my numbers on here, so you guys can see where I started and hopefully where I get to. We did much better in July than we did in June, and I think August is gonna be even better. For July, my total sales were $2,137.91. Half of those were online, half of those were from markets. I've never hit $2,000 in sales before, so that was really, really exciting for me. And then for my total expenses, that includes like my beans, so all of my cogs, bags, labels, and then my operating expenses. What's funny is it kind of flip-flopped. In June, my operating expenses were through the roof and my cogs were really low. And in July, they flip-flopped. So my operating expenses were only around $200 and something, just subscriptions and random supplies. And then my cogs were a lot higher, like about $1,200. And it's because I bought a huge amount of green bean inventory. Just with all the tariffs and stuff, I wanted to make sure I had some beans, and I've also just been getting a lot more coffee carts and coffee businesses, and I wanted to make sure I was well stocked. So I have lots of green beans and end up spending like $1,000 on beans alone. So anyway, it's just the cash flow was in and out, it doesn't give me a very accurate picture when I'm just zoomed into a single month, but this is going to be really good data for the year when I can average everything out. Anyway, so my total expenses were $1,473.64, leaving me a total profit of $664.27. Last month I said that my profit should double, and we did. We about doubled from last month, which is a huge. And even more exciting, in August, we're in the first week of August right now, and I finished my first week breaking $1,000 in sales in 1 week, and that just blew my mind. I feel like I'm starting to finally see some progress, and things that I've been building on this whole year are finally starting to bring some profit. My videos are starting to get more views, and those are turning into sales, and I'm just grateful and so excited. There's nothing like I can't explain the rush of adrenaline to be able to make money from something that I created and something that other people want to buy. Like, that just blows my mind. I can't wait to see how much more growth we see throughout the year. I am, like I said at the beginning, I'm trying to put some better systems in place. Right now, I'm just feel like I'm running around like a chicken with her head cut off. Tomorrow's farmer's market. I have so much to do, and I'm really tired, but it's a good tired, and I'm just grateful to be on this small business journey. This is a dream come true. I will say my final goal, I never wished this to be a multi-million-dollar company, but I did have a number in mind that just would help my household income. Honestly, hitting 4K in sales a month was my dream. That was when I was sitting down in February writing down my goals for Sunflower. I said, you know what? If I could hit 4K in sales, then that means I could profit around 2K. My business could keep 1K, and then I could literally take out 1K a month. That would be enough for me. And now I'm starting to think maybe that dream was a little too small, and maybe I need to dream a little bigger. We're wanting to turn our guest room into a roasting space, so that's gonna be a fun video series, so stay tuned for that. That is all for today's video. Thanks guys for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.